Hello everybody, it's Tommy and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing the very first Create a Sim in the Disney save. So I told you guys that these were basically going to be little bonus videos, maybe post them on Sundays if I can, for my residential lots, and I did recently build a home for Tiana's parents, so obviously we have to create them in The Sims. So their names are Eudora and James. Now in the movie, James is actually passed away for the most of it. However, I did want to have him as a part of the save, and I explained why a lot in my speed build video, so if you want to check that out, of course, playlist is always linked down below, but I did get into that a little bit more. However, it did become a little bit of an issue when I wanted to do the Create a Sim because I had to pick an age to do both of these Sims, and I really only had reference for her mother, Eudora, when she was a little bit older, and James not so much. So I kind of had to decide what age I was going to do them at, and obviously it makes a lot more sense if Tiana is going to be a part of the save file, and she's going to be older and possibly engaged and or married, to have them be older as well. So they are adult Sims, both of them. I didn't make them elders. I'm kind of holding back on that just because I have to play around with them a little bit, and I don't want them to be too old when you get into the save file. I feel like the elder category might be more appropriate for different Sims down the line. And starting out with Eudora, she had so many awesome reference photos. There were so many little scenes in the movie where she had a change of clothing. And one thing that you do get to learn in the movie is that she is a seamstress as like her main job. So I think of her as very fashion forward, polished, professional, really smart. I don't know, she just gives me that vibe. Like she could have been a lawyer, but she decided that she was going to be a little bit more creative and artsy and have a job where she could stay at home with Tiana while she was little. So I did pick the fashion career for this sim only because we don't really have anything outside of that I could have done. I would have loved to do like maybe a seamstress career, but the only real true career that we have for fashion is called the fashion career, and it's more of like a style influencer career. So it's a very modern one, but I feel like it fits and we can always update somewhere down the line. I also decided that one of her hobbies is going to be gardening. She might even be a part of a club that I implement into the save file as far as like gardening goes. And she likes to take care of like the gardens in her home, but as well as like around her neighborhood. And overall, she's just a really family orientated sim. She's very sweet and kind. She loves Tiana to death and just wants the best for her always, and is really excited for maybe possibly some future grandchildren, as she talks about a little bit in the movie. As far as her outfits go, like I said, we had a lot of reference, so it was really easy to pick what I wanted to do for most of the outfits. I was actually starting with a everyday outfit that was based after one particular photo that I had, and at the last moment I did decide to change it for the one that she predominantly wears in the movie, like a very similar vibe. And then the rest of the outfits, I tried to go for as close to like a 20s feel as I possibly could. Now, we don't really have like a dedicated decades 20s pack in The Sims 4, but a lot of the dresses are like, especially if you get towards maybe some base game dresses, some older pack dresses, you do get some stuff that can feel a little bit more old school. So I tried to get things that were cut very similarly to how you might see them in the decade that this movie is appropriate for. Also, she tends to wear a lot of cream colors, a lot of yellows. So overall, I did try to stick with that color scheme. Also, to let you guys know, I'm probably not going to include all outfits for all characters. It just so happens that there were only 2 Sims that I needed to make today, so for future videos when there's maybe like 6 or 7 Sims, I probably won't do every single outfit for all of them, so that's just gonna have to be like a part of the save. You guys can download all of the Sims and then kind of experience their outfits fully that way. The one outfit that's always gonna be tricky no matter which Sim I'm doing is the athletic outfit. It is just so like modern, and you don't really get too many Disney movies where you get to see that version of the character. They're usually very polished or prim, and they're going somewhere fancy, like they've got nice clothes on. So the athletic outfits are kind of just going to be throwaway outfits. I really just picked something random, maybe something really flattering for her body type or color schemes that she seems to like to wear. So again, the cream colors, the yellows, the golds. And yeah, that outfit is probably just going to be pretty random. I might not even include it in certain videos if I do include like the full set of outfits, but I didn't want you guys to be confused that I was like forgetting a certain part. I'm absolutely going to be making sure that they get full outfits, makeup, everything should be consistent across the board. Of course, I'm going to make mistakes along the line, but that is what updates are for, and we will get there. That's another thing that I think is important to point out, is that the more that we get into the save file and certain things are established, I can always go back and update certain characters, and I plan on doing overview videos where I talk about a finished town. So when Willow Creek is completely done, we'll go through, we'll tour the town and all the houses and talk about any of the townies, any of the lots, anything I might have missed as far as information goes, so that you guys can get the full immersive experience. I was a little bit worried about hair for Eudora, but there were actually quite a few to choose from. This one might be from bowling stuff, or it might be from Vintage Glamour. I actually can't tell, because I was going back and forth between the two, and I really liked the brown but like peppery gray look up at the top. I feel like that's super appropriate to show that she's aging without actually making her an elder sim. It does help her to get like a little bit older, and it makes sense why she might wear a few more hats if she's got a couple of grays coming in on the top of her head. So that is basically going to be Eudora. I did also have to pick out a last name for these guys, so I kind of went back and forth between a few, but ultimately I decided to pick Rose, and that is actually based after the lady who does the voice acting for adult Tiana in The Princess and the Frog, and her name is Anika Noni Rose. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly, but I felt like it was a really cool tie back to the actual movie by using her last name as the last name for the family, which in turn means that Tiana's last name will also be Rose. Those are things I'm probably going to have to come up with on my own from time to time, because a lot of the characters don't receive last names, so I felt like that was a really cool little way to tie in some of the real life work that went into this actual movie. So it is going to be Eudora and James Rose and Tiana Rose. I feel like it fits. It feels so correct. They would have like such a beautiful name, and it fits so well into the world, because this world is basically all The Princess and the Frog and Belle's Village themed. So there is like a lot of Rose influence in the entire town. It's super appropriate, really pretty. Moving on to James. Again, the struggle to just figure out what age did I want to make him, because I only really had reference for one outfit, one particular scene in the movie right in the beginning. He's obviously a bit younger, and so I did decide that I was going to make him an adult sim. It does make him look a little bit older. It basically, the only thing it does is adds like a bag underneath the eye, and I'm telling you guys, when I say that having no CC is really killing me for the eyelashes and the lack of skins alone, like a nice blended skin preset to put over the top of these Sims to make them have that like clean cut Disney aesthetic. Oh, I would die for a couple of really good skins in The Sims. And we just got like a lot of wrinkles going on, which happens, and it's good for these particular Sims because they are supposed to be a little bit older. But the other thing was most definitely hair. Oh my god, I could not find a hair that looked even a little bit similar to James's hair, and I went back and forth between so many. So I'm just gonna say I did the absolute best I could with what we have for in-game content, and I hope you guys enjoy him. The only outfit that we get shown is in the beginning of the movie, so I did go with a very similar one. He has like a blue button-up shirt tucked into some work pants, tucked into some work boots, and it's not really said what he does in the beginning of the movie. However, you do know that he does pass away from some kind of involvement in the armed forces, and there's like little plaques and awards and pictures of him in the military around the home when he passes. Those are things that I actually kind of forgot to put into the townhome, but I am going to update it so that we have a couple of things like the awards from Strangerville to reflect that. So I did decide to put him in the military career, which again is the one that you get from Strangerville, and one that I literally have no information on, so I'm just going to put him there for now. I feel like it will work. And the other part was I wasn't sure what his day job was, so I was kind of scrolling through the list of active jobs that you can have in The Sims, and I was like, I wonder what he actually does during the day, because he looks to me like a factory worker or a construction worker, and that was just something that we really didn't have. So putting him in the military career, a really happy medium. I was actually reading his wiki page, and it says that he fought in World War I, so I'm not sure how accurate that is, but if he did, that's actually the war that he passed in. So having him in the military career feels like the best bet. As far as his hobbies go, he's going to be really high cooking level. He's going to be really high parenting level. He doesn't actually own his own restaurant or his own, like, little place, because that's not accurate to the movie at all. He more sort of lives vicariously through Tiana, maybe helps manage her restaurant, or throws in a few shifts over there as a waiter, helps her in the kitchen, that kind of stuff. Master Chef, definitely going to be, like, one of his biggest ambitions in life, if not already completed by the time you guys take over the save. So that is basically gonna be James. I did have to do all of the outfits kind of random, a little bit 20s inspired, probably less so than Eudora, but basically just what I felt like was appropriate. His color scheme, again, kind of like blues, tans, deeper purples, things that are really, really flattering for him. And that is my little couple. Tiana's parents, Eudora and James, our very first Sims of the save file. I hope you guys enjoyed them. There is definitely more to come. Check out their home if you happen to have missed it. It is linked down below and it will be available at the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon below to turn on post notifications so you can get updated every single time I post. And I will talk to you all in the next one.